All right, guys, well, it's time to finally get this back wheel built. Like I said in previous videos, when I bought this bike, the OEM wheel was just messed up. Pretty much every other spoke is broken because the dude that had it before me came up short on a couple thousand jumps, it looks like. So this thing is done. It is done in my opinion. The rim is honestly in good condition and it's still pretty true, but the spokes are all just snapped because they're pretty small, and for a big guy, jumping jumps, casing jumps, whatever it may be, you know, this OEM setup doesn't really cut it. So anyways, I'm gonna do a different rim because this is chrome and the front wheel now it's black. You can't have a black, you know, wheel on the front and a chrome one on the back. That doesn't work in my book, guys. So can't do that. So anyways, we're gonna go black right here with the rim, and then these spokes, I'm not gonna do OEM thin spokes again because those are gonna break. I'm 180 plus pounds. So we're gonna do some heavy duty stuff. So what do? For the heavy duty stuff, we get a BBR heavy duty spoke kit. That's right. So anyways, this is a heavy duty spoke kit specifically for you know, the Klx110 for a 12-inch wheel. And the idea of this is that you actually drill out your OEM hub, the holes at least, so you can have a larger diameter spoke. So these are larger diameter, and that's obviously gonna make it stronger. And with that being said, you know, you wanna have a nice true wheel on there if you're gonna go through all the hassle of lacing this up. And like I said, I want black, so I went with a, you know, pro wheel, you know, 3rd generation, boom. Check this out. I think it's a beauty for what it is. This was only like $68, and like you know, if you go with like a name brand like XL, I think it's like 130 bucks or something like that. It's over 100 just for this little tiny pit bike wheel. So pro wheel, that's what I went with. A lot of people are saying it's a great, you know, it's a great rim. And this build I'm doing right now is like a high class, low budget build because, dude, people spend over $10,000 easy on these KLXs. They spend 15 to 20 grand on the BBR perimeter frame setup. So this is gonna be for all you normal people, you know, $68 rim. The spoke kit was like 60 bucks. So this makes, you know, this makes sense. So anyways, you don't have to do anything special to the rim for the bigger spoke kit. You just have to drill out the hub. So anyways, we're gonna jump on into this, get this thing on the bench. I'm gonna take off all this stuff, and for the sake of showing the people that are gonna reuse, you know, their rim or reuse even their spokes, like some people do, I'm gonna take off the tire and take it apart like that. But realistically, if this was, you know, me trying to do this quick, I would just snip all these because half of them were broken anyways. But anyways, let's get this on the bench. Let's rip the drill out. Let's get these spokes in. Let's get this new rim laced up, and let's get this stuff back on the bike because I need to ride this thing soon because it's almost done. So here we go, guys. Let's jump on into it. All right, guys, well, here we go. The wheel's coming along very nice. We got half the spokes in, and I started with the spokes that come in through the bottom, and those are the ones that have more of a bend on them. And pretty much the idea of it is you put all of them in first, I guess you could say. Throw all the spokes in so they're just dangling, and then you'll start putting the nipples on. And what you'll do is you'll see on the rim, the holes are drilled directionally on the rim. So you have like two sides, I guess you could think of it as that. And let's say one side is gonna be the side that the sprocket goes on, and the other side would be the brake side. So anyways, you find the right hole and it kind of just, everything lines up for you. You know, you can't really put it in the wrong one once you get going. So anyways, you see the direction of this hole is drilled to go here, boom. So once you put that in, it's every third hole on this side. So, you know, you don't count really the holes on the other side, you can, but it's every hole, every third hole on this side. So we got this one, that's number 1, and the next one is gonna be right here, that's number 2, and that's gonna eventually go over here. But then number 3, boom, is right there. So it's every third is where it's gonna be. All right, and you just do that for both sides, and then it starts to really come together. And something that I wanna note as well is I really try to keep the threads. At first, everything was really loose, but then I kind of tightened up a bit. All the threads, I'm kind of trying to keep the same length. I got about 4 threads showing, so that's gonna help me get it true. So you kind of just feel out the tension on stuff and tighten them a bit and just really just go slow and take your time. But everything right now has got about 4 threads showing both sides. So, you know, the wheel's coming together very nicely. It's coming together very true. Actually, the hub is not in there crooked or anything like that. So once I get this thing all finished for the final true and I send it off to my dude, he's gonna be stoked because it's gonna be, you know, most of the work's already done for him. So anyways, let's throw the rest of the spokes in that are gonna be going in through the top now. And yeah, we'll get this thing finished up. Here we go. All right, people, check it out. We got the Pro Wheel rim all freaking laced up, ready to go, looking beautiful, looking gorgeous with the BBR heavy duty spoke kit. Look at those spokes, looking shiny, looking strong, looking good. So anyways, the lacing process was pretty easy. It's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit daunting and it's a little bit frustrating. Even with me, have done wheels in the past, it's always kind of like, okay, here we go. But once you get going, you're like, wow, this is not that bad at all. So anyways, the only thing that I ran into that I wanted to talk about is I had done this side completely. So all the spokes were on. This side had the spokes that come in through the bottom already on. And what I had to do is put the spokes that come in through the top. So that was the last set of spokes. Now, when I put the spoke in, boom, it didn't want to go past this spoke because it goes in straight and you can't really force it. Now, I've seen people in the past that actually will bend the spoke a bit and force it to get it in. And then when they're all said and done, you can see that the spokes, even after everything's tight, are still kind of tweaked. So I don't ever like to bend spokes. I don't force the spokes. So what I did is I put this one in and I actually undid this one and I flipped it up so I could get this one by. And if you guys go to lace a wheel, you'll see what I'm saying. So because I did that, I did not have to force anything. I just kind of had to go backwards a step and take off the spokes. That spoke technically on like the entire side, I had to take off to put the one that's coming into the top on, but never had to force anything. Everything went in nice, nothing's bent, and that's what I did. So I had to go back one step to go forward two, and I could have just forced it and bent it in, but guess what? All the spokes are straight. So if you guys see some forums that some people, have said, and I've read actually that, oh, I sent my wheel off to get laced and trued, and some of the spokes on one side seem bent. Why is that? That's because your dude was in a rush and trying to make money, and he did not want to take off some of the spokes, so he just kind of forced it and bent it. So anyways, that's a little tech tip, little advice. If you guys see, spokes being bent on one side and you're like, what's up with that? It's not the wheel or the hub or the spokes, it was installation. So anyways, that's all done. We're all good. The pattern is consistent to both sides. Boom. All good to go. So anyways, the wheel came out very close to true. The hub is not in there crooked or anything like that. I just tightened up all these with a screwdriver at a very consistent tension from feel, and they're still pretty loose. But I'm gonna send it off to my truing guy, and he's gonna have not that hard of a job cut out for him because it's pretty close to it. So he's just gonna really get everything tight, and he has a digital readout on his truing stand, so it's gonna be dead straight, everything tight. So anyways, once I get it back, I'll be throwing on, you know, the sprocket and everything. I got a brand new sprocket to go on here because I have a gold chain going on. And whenever you guys put a brand new chain, it's always best to replace the front and back sprockets, because when they are worn out even a little bit, even 10, 15% worn out, it's gonna make your chain wear out quicker. So it's best to change sprockets and chains together, but I know a lot of people will go 2 chains to 1 set of sprockets if they are steel sprockets. But anyways, you do whatever you gotta do. So yeah, all done with the wheel lacing. Gonna send it out to get trued, and then it's gonna be on to the next process of the bike build in the next video. All right, guys, good deal.